Greetings, Geechlings. Geechin Prime here, doing my live reaction of My Hero Academia, chapter 130. Let's see. Not sure what the title is. The Stakeout? No, there it is. Listen to the Real Truth. Alright. But you know, I've got to say, they might be weak now, but I expect nothing less from the surviving Yakuza. It's got high fences and very few windows. Quite the nice place they're living in. Okay, so we're with Team 2 with Night Eye and Bubbles. Bubble Girl. Why'd I say Bubbles? Anyway, it's been a week and a half since we began watching them, and there's even less people going in and out than usual. Phone call? What? It's Million. They made contact with Kisaki. Oh, Million. I forgot that. That was Mario's hero name, or part of it. Okay, they're meeting up on the street corner. It's raining. My apologies, we screwed up. I never would have guessed that it would turn into one of those bumping into the transfer student at the intersection developments. What the hell kind of... No, this was my error. If I had been looking at the two of you before the fact, it would have been prevented. Oh, that really makes avoiding people a lot easier. For the time being, I'm just glad you're both safe. If you'd made one wrong move and he had become suspicious of you, things would have gotten dangerous. I didn't get the sense that he was that dangerous. Oh, Izuku. If you only know. The other day a band of thieves were in the middle of making their escape, and they ended up triggering a truck accident involving many people. Those people were dragged into it were none other than Chisaki and the 8 precepts, and yet there were 0 casualties, and that was in quotations. So what does that mean? Excuse me. The members of the gang of thieves, after apparently feeling an intense pain and losing consciousness, mysteriously all came out unscathed. And not only that, all their chronic illnesses, from rheumatism to cavities, were all healed without a trace. What? Because, I mean, these were the same dudes that got, like, fused with a truck and stuff. What's up with that? Or am I thinking of someone else? Because it's even showing a picture. It was thought to be the result of Chisaki's quirk. Or as a result, given that there were 0 wounded and the villains were all apprehended, he couldn't be charged with any crimes. Ah, Bubble Girl's underboob. But apparently the money that was stolen was the only thing that completely vanished. It was all burned cleanly with nothing left. The police reached the conclusion that no crime had occurred, but we at the Night Eye offices found that awfully suspicious, so we began a full-scale stakeout. I haven't the slightest idea what he's thinking, but one thing's for sure. He's a guy who gets things done when push comes to shove. Oh, that's right, sir. You could call it a fortunate error, but we gained some new information. Chisaki has a daughter. A daughter? And her name is Eri. Her arms and legs were all wrapped with bandages. She was extremely frightened. I have no idea what her circumstances are, but she was crying for help. If only we could somehow take her into custody. Don't start getting arrogant thoughts into your head. Ooh, that face again. What? If you try and rush everything, you'll surely fail. If you grew impatient and chased after them, they'd only run further out of your grasp. You aren't so special that you're able to save everyone who wants to be saved right then and there. First, you must predict what your opponent's goal is. And after completing a thorough analysis, you should make flawless preparations for every possible situation. You cannot possibly save everyone with will alone. This world is not so easy. Then how did All Might do it? But then again, I guess he really didn't, so negate that statement. The truly intelligent criminal or villains conceal themselves in darkness. There are cases in which you must bide your time. You'll do well to remember that. The two of you are to return to the office for today. Let's go, Bubble. Ah, yes, sir. Leaving an unpleasant taste in my mouth. The first day of my internship ended in a flash. These internal monologues, they make it seem like, is he telling like the story of his life up to what, becoming the new All Might, let's say? Or is it something else? Or is he just inner monologuing? The beginning of the week. Morning. Okay, so we're with some of the other students. We got Bakugo. I forget her name. It's like Ash something. And then there's Jiro and Kaminari. What's up with Bakugo? Did he get another fight? Get in another fight? Have you not noticed, girls? Take a look at Todoroki. Eek! His pretty boy face is ruined. What could have happened? I guess they did get in a fight. And apparently, something reads as strict. I'm guessing that's on the book that Todoroki is holding. Looks like they're been getting a Spartan education at provisional license training course. At the course. Must be completely physically oriented. Huh? Quit your whispering already, damn it. Class is starting. Have Uraraka Kun and Uraraka and Suyu-chan Kun. Why add two prefixes or suffixes? Still not arrived? They're on authorized absences, class rep. Kurishima's missing too, isn't he? Hey, what's up with Midoriya Yen Turn? What? Why did they combine intern with his name, or is that a spelling mistake? How was the first day on the internship? Were there any lady heroes with super erotic costumes? Were there? Bubble Girl. I like Bubble Girl. How long are you there for? Let me join too. Quit talking about all the shit that's one step ahead of me. Boy, he is really taking it hard. Okay, he's thinking about all the people involved. The murkiness in my head kept getting worse. I was unable to focus in class. Okay, so he's kind of having a hard time doing normal schoolwork and the more like practical classes. If you can't keep up, I'm pulling you out, Midoriya. Oh. Eraserhead did say that he would be dropped out of the class if you can't keep up. That goes for everybody. I can't keep going on like this. Oh, he is a determined face. Looking for All Might? He's out jogging. Look, what is her name? Miss 18 and over? Midnight? I forget. Jogging? You didn't know? Ever since the home visits ended, he started training himself for some reason. But being retired and all, he should really just kick back and relax. What's with that pose? It's been such a long time, you know? What? What is his name? Crap, I'm forgetting all their names. It's the guy that has the clone ability. I don't know who he's talking to, Midoriya or Midnight, whatever her name is. All Might, please, tell me everything, All Might. And there he is jogging. And Midoriya is coming up fast. Young Midoriya has arrived. Cough. Why am I here, you ask? Did you know everything all along? The fact that Night Eye knew about One for All, and that Totada Senpai was a candidate for your succession? You knew all of that, didn't you? Why didn't you tell me anything? It seems there was a need to tell you after all. Oh, so he was going to tell him. Of course there was. All of a sudden I'm being bombarded with these new truths, and yet I'm forced to just be denied without knowing anything. Above all, I have no idea what your intentions are, All Might. I have no clue what your hidden intentions are, and because of that, the inside of my head's all murky. Why wouldn't you tell me something so important? I'm not saying this is your fan. I'm saying it is your successor. I want to know everything. Ooh, that kind of had a little weight to it, didn't it? I figured telling you the story wouldn't benefit you all at all, but do you really still want to hear it? It'll benefit me a lot more than keeping it a secret. Keeping it a secret will. You better not regret it. I won't. What story are we getting? Oh, originally Night Eye was a huge fan of mine, and I had a rule that I wouldn't take in any sidekicks. But he was incredibly persistent, and I finally broke down and let him in. And so we were active as a team for about 5 years. His physical abilities weren't all that impressive, but he supported me as the brain of the operation. I'm aware. He took on a supporting role as you fought on the front lines, and from what I understand, the two of you got along quite well. Indeed, but 6 years ago we dissolved our partnership due to my injuries. And because of the differences in our values. You're pushing yourself too hard, All Might. You need to retire. Oh, good lord. It's the worst we've ever seen him. Haven't you been watching the news? Everyone is searching for me. And if they're waiting for my return, I have to go. If you continue on as a hero with your body in that state, it will only become more painful for all the parties involved. Your respiratory system has been irreparably damaged. Things won't go smoothly for you like they did before. For the sake of the peace which you yourself desire, you should retire and let your legend live on. And even the principal's there. I'm kind of surprised. You're free to search our school as much as you'd like for a new One for All successor. You've already done more than enough. You should return to your fluffy bed and get some much-needed quiet sleep. A bright, strong, and friendly person. Someone just like you. You must find such a person and trust your duties to them. And until I find that person, who will be the symbol? Even if All for One is no more, we live in a society of superhumans. It's only a matter of time before the next All for One appears. I understand the logic behind the symbol of peace, and I admire it greatly. But, don't you see? You can't possibly smile like this. Oh, I didn't even see them. Oh, maybe I saw Gran Torino, but I didn't see, what was her name? It's the nurse. I don't know why. Something girl. Recovery girl, that's it. If you're planning on continuing as a hero, I will not support you. I couldn't possibly. I don't want to. Ooh. So, you were looking after all. I thought I told you that there was no need for you to look at me, Night Eye. He's looking at his future is what he's talking about. Even if you retire, the next number one will surely appear. Stormy times may befall us for a short while, but we may still be able to ward them off. And how many people will have to live in fear during that short while? All might. And what's more, your foresight is never wrong, isn't that right? There's simply been no precedent for this up until now. I'll change the future myself if I have to. That much would be nothing for me. But at this rate, everything will go according to my foresight, and that is the only thing I can't allow to happen. Ooh. I'm here right now because I wanted to become a man who would be of use to you, All Might. And my staying here would be of no use to the world, Night Eye. If you keep going like this, you will clash with a villain and head towards a gruesome demise, one so terrible that it can't even be put into words. So is that the future that he sees? He confronted me about my future, and from there, we had a fight and went our separate ways. Principal Nedzu recommended young Tagato, or to me, but I ended up meeting you before I was able to meet with him. I really didn't want to say all this, since you were my fan after all. I'm so sorry. My Hero Academia, Chapter 130, end. Okay, well, I might actually have to do a review on this one. Boy, I am taking a long time to read these things. But anyway, thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Keishlings, roll out.